So we got bean harvest done. We finished the last acres and we still got in the wagons because the elevator was closed. So I think Spencer and me is gonna go take the beans into town quick, and then we're gonna get the combine set up, changed over to corn, and we're gonna try harvesting some corn today. I'm like super anxious to get started just because it's corn. Corn's fun, but because the first piece we're going to is some 109-day corn that we power and tiled last fall. Put a lot of work into it, put a lot of money into it. I don't think it's gonna be, I've pulled a lot of ears and stuff. I don't think it's gonna be amazing corn. I just think it's gonna be very consistent. It doesn't have the biggest ear size, but I think it's gonna be decent corn. And this is full, we should be good. Thank you, Josie. Oh, watch out, I don't wanna get fuel in your face.
Got it.
Okay, we got the last of the beans to take into town here. I think we have 2 wagons full, but they're not completely full. I think they're like, I'm gonna guess 400 bushel each in them or something like that. Yeah, they're not too full and stuff. We just had to fill both wagons because one was sitting in the field, and long story. Okay, so we got the beans dropped off. Spencer's been working on getting the combine ready. I got to switch it over from soybeans to corn. This rotor, you guys always say I'm slamming gears. You guys should come try this because it is tough sometimes. From going to corn to beans, it was good, but sometimes this rotor is tough to get into a different gear. Second gear, neutral. Oh, man. There we go. I think it's easier when you turn the rotor over and try and, there we go. I have a little cheat sheet in my combine for the sieve and chaffer, but for now we'll just go off of this cheat sheet. I think the one in my combine's different. Corn sieve at 12 is what we'll start with, and chaffer at 17. I like these like today because you can we're not rushed to get into corn. Like we're just slow going and you can perfectly adjust the combine. You don't feel rushed. It's super nice. And then we'll drop these knives down for corn. And that should be good. Okay, we're gonna start the combine. I'm gonna get everything set in here. We got everything set outside. Got my cheat sheet. I forgot this was in here last year's. Okay, the crew is rolling out. We got Spence in the wagons, and then we got Josie in front of me in the side-by-side. I am so nervous for this corn plot. Like I think about it. You think about it all the time. What did the tile do? Did we fix our problem of drainage in this farm? And here's the first test right here. We're gonna go harvest this corn, and it's probably gonna be too wet to do it all, but we'll just kind of pick off the end rows and just go test it out. See how it is. It looks very consistent. All season, it was super consistent corn. It looks pretty darn good. Ear size isn't there, I would say, but I think it'll do average. So I'm super excited to see how she does. Here we go. Here we go, boys. Here we go. I need 2 hands here for a sec. Oh, the first corn of the year. Oh shoot, that's too high. Oh shoot, I gotta reset my calibration. I'm showing 16.7 for moisture right now, which if that's the case, pretty good. I need to reset. I didn't reset my yield calibration there, which kind of sucked. Okay, we are filling them with the first load here. So we're dumping her. Yield is decent. I did the end rows, so the deer always eats up the end rows like crazy. So we'll see once we get out in the middle of the field. This is what coons do to your end rows here. For some reason this year was horrible on coons. and there's just a lot of coon and deer damage, and then you get into areas where there isn't coon and deer damage, and it's good corn. So, end rows suck along trees. Okay, so we got enough for a full load. I gotta adjust that combine a little more. It fills up super quick. Only at 2.5 miles an hour, that combine's filling up with corn. And so I gotta run at some type of adjustment because I can't go like 3 miles an hour. Otherwise it's filling up. I gotta do some adjustments there. We're getting more corn on the ground than I'd like to see. Here's not terrible, but there's like 3 right there, 4, 5. I mean, that's 5. It's 5. There's probably one more somewhere here. It's 5 or 6 bushels, or 5 or 6 kernels per square foot. It's a little too much corn. I probably have my concave clearance. It's not bad. The corn, if true, is only 17%. We hand tested this morning and we got 19.5. So I thought usually hand tested adds some more points too, which is weird. So we're gonna come in here and we're on a new calibration. Start a new calibration, see what we can do here for corn. It is crazy how dirty some of this corn is. You can see like a bunch of the, I don't know, black dust rolling off there. And no, that's not like a fire inside. That's just dirty, dusty corn. It is crazy. It's crazy because this right here that I'm in is a spot that usually drowns out every year. Like it'll drown out, it'll sit wet, you can't even get a crop on it, you can't even plant it. We power toweled it, and look at this. It is some really good corn through here. So that's what's pretty crazy. Okay, the corn's testing close to 19-20%. So we're gonna just pause it, and then it's supposed to be pretty hot this week. It's September 29th right now, so it's not ready yet. We'll let it dry a little more. Hopefully get it 17-18% in like 4 or 5 days. So we'll see you guys then. So Spencer brought his 4020 down, and he also brought the disc down. It was a hard task of him, but he got her down here. And my plan is we always have a bunch of people that are like kind of want to help for harvest. We got my dad, we got Spencer's friend and stuff. They kind of come down and stuff. So we got Buck sometimes, and so we brought his disc down. And for corn on corn next year, I'm gonna go corn on corn again. If it ends up being successful, I'm gonna instead disc it once, let it sit for a little bit, and then come and rip it once we get a rain on it, kind of mat all the stalks down. So I'm just gonna use the 4020 and this disc, and why not have another tractor going while we're harvesting? So that's kind of the plan. It's like a 14-foot disc. He should be able to cover a good amount of acres because 4020 can easily pull it pretty fast. So I'm sorry, Josie, but I think Spencer loves that thing a good amount. I would not be surprised if he rebuilds that thing this winter. She's got some blow-by in her, and Spencer always loves a challenge. I could probably never rebuild a tractor by myself, but Spencer seems to be the guy that could just figure it out once he dives into it. We got the Power Boys here. He's gonna wash some equipment for us. No, I'm just joking. In reality, he's one of Spencer's friends, Parker. What's up, Parker? How you doing? Long time no see.
Good to see you. Good to see you, partner.
So we got the combine greased because I don't know how many hours we put on it, but there's a couple 10-hour grease points, so I wanted to hit those quick. And then we're gonna get rolling here. So corn moisture should be pretty good to where we can just keep going. We don't have to stop, and it won't be 21% or 22%. So okay, we are rolling out to start corn harvest day 2. Check that out. That was a big block that was just running alongside of me. My gosh. We're on the hard 9-day corn here, and it's gonna be dusty. There's this disease going around a lot of drought places, especially in Iowa, that pretty produces some type of fungi on the plant, and that's what makes it all, your combine all black and dusty. So if you see a bunch of black combines this fall, it's because of that, or they burnt down. Hopefully they didn't burn down. Check this out, guys. This is what coons do to corn. Good corn, good corn, good corn. And boom, no corn, all laid over. This is part coon and part deer damage, I think. So we're gonna quick grab a corn sample, see what the moisture is. My moisture is not calibrated.
What does it say?
17.
Is that good?
So those guys are gonna go sample it. I'm gonna let this machine cool off a little bit and restart it, turn it off and on. That's all I can do here. Our electronics, the electronics here are glitching out pretty good. And it does this every once in a while, and I think I probably got a bad wire, but it was doing it before bean harvest. All bean harvest, it was fine. And then now, it was doing it fine the day before on corn, and then now it's kind of acting up here. So I'll let her cool down and then turn her off and on. Let's see, hopefully this fixes it. Didn't seem to fix it. I'm not sure what's happening here. I think we had some mice chewing on some wires or something. I really was hoping to get through this season before we like replace any wires. Spence got the corn moisture. It was 16.8, which is perfect. That is perfect. And our display is now working. It just, we got lucky. So she's working now. So we're good to go. Everything's good to go. I hate to run wagons on these tile lines here. So I don't want to run them full out here, but if we get enough one load on each, we should be good. I just hate for a wagon to get stuck on an old tile line and go right down it, since we tiled it last fall. So I'm trying to keep the weight off the field here for at least one more year. So as we start moving more west in the field, the corn actually gets better. And that's not because it got more rain or anything like that. It's just a little better spot, probably a little better fertility in the field. So right now, these strips are averaging 241, which is pretty good. So this is the moment, like I said before, this is the moment. This is like super exciting. Like I'm just cruising along 3 miles an hour and just taking it all in, because we finally pulled it off. We finally pulled off a decent crop on this piece of land. One thing is though, every piece of ground I buy, doesn't matter if there's hills or anything, we are tiling out as best as possible, because the corn is just so consistent. And this was our wettest year on record, and it's just so consistent across there. You can't see any low spot, any wet spot. The spots that would have drowned out last year, even in a drought they would have drowned out, are producing really, really good, and you don't even notice a difference in yield. So that's crazy. It pays a lot to have tile. Okay, a lot. Real quick, I gotta show you guys something, because I get super excited about this. Here was 2021. This was corn on bean ground. It averaged 168 bushels an acre. Here's 2022, drought year. Horrible, average 110 an acre. There's a couple random strings of tile, and those are the green spots that you're seeing on there. Grant is super tired of poor yields. 2022, we come in with Ben, Iowan farmer, pattern tile it on 30-foot spacing. And here's 2023. So it's not amazing yields, it's not record yields, it's no 300 bushel corn, but this field is currently averaging 228. And when you can take in all the deer and tree damage around the edges, the middle of the field's probably averaging in that 240 range. So I'd say on average, it's improving it probably 65 to 70 bushels an acre better. And on a wet year, oh, it'd be super interesting to see what it does on a wet year. we're done for the day. The elevator unfortunately closed at 4:30 for wet corn, which the corn was around 16.5%. It's just nobody else was bringing it in, so they didn't want to turn on the dryer just yet. So I think they're gonna fire up the dryer tomorrow. So we got 2 full wagons loaded, ready to go, and we'll just take it in tomorrow morning. Really get going a lot tomorrow.
I like the eye paint he put on. He put on the war paint.
I'm like a little kid. I can never tell when stuff's on my face. So I apologize, guys, if my face isn't clean sometimes. I apologize.
So what you guys are about to see is pure stupidness on my part here. We usually only pull 1 wagon up these hills. Spencer today was pulling 2 wagons, and they were always loaded a little lighter than this. This was for sure our heaviest load we were pulling up there.
Okay, we just had a little fun. We found out what the tractor can pull. Holy Toledo. That was stupid, guys. That was stupid. See, the thing is I went into it with a lot of speed, and Spencer crawled up it really slow. And somewhere along there, crawling it up it really slow must be the way to pull these wagons. What happened is when I was power hopping the
You back up for me just an inch so I can pull this pin, and I kind of want to see it go home.
So what happened is when I was power hopping up the hill, the tongue, we broke something on the tongue of the wagon. It started bouncing, it came out, shaved off, and really the only thing saving that wagon was the chain. 1,000 bushel back there was the safety chain on that thing. Otherwise, those would have been gone down the hill because the tongue literally detached from the wagon. So we're trying to figure out a way to get this home, but the safety chain saved us there. And that was just stupid. That was stupid.
Now I can't believe we actually got her pulled up there. What we did is I dropped her in first gear. We'd go about 3 foot, and then the tractor starts power hopping like crazy. Put the blocks underneath it, stop, take a break, go about 3 foot, do that, repeat it for about 20 foot up the hill, and we finally made it up the hill and got those wagons out of there.
So Spence can explain it more, but because we were power hopping, these have a, because I was power hopping so bad, these have a latch that literally, this is how you, we're pretty sure this came out. Pretty sure that jumped out and then smoked it and then broke off the thing. It was, but the thing is we have it full, and the only way to pull it back is with a chain connected to it with a bunch of slop in it. And it's about sundown. It's gonna take me probably an hour to get back because I'll be going like 3 miles an hour to pull it back here. So we got pulled off into the grass off the side of the road, and we're just gonna block it up and leave it there for morning, and then we can deal with it when we got a bunch of sunlight. What were your guys' thoughts? Were you like, he's going in?
I was looking on the drone. Parker was there holding the camera because we knew it was gonna be a cool shot. We hadn't actually recorded like pulling up the hill. We always just talked about it. We had 5,000 more pounds. We think we have 5,000 more pounds according to the combine on this load than the one I took previous. And we didn't have any issues. Maybe we slipped for a second. No power hop, nothing crazy.
I guess just crawling up the hill is the smartest way to do it.
Yeah, and I still went 16. I still went 15 down to 12 and then 11, but maybe I did it a bit faster. Maybe it was 10. Maybe I went all the way down to 10 by the time we came out.
Gotcha.
But
I thought you was banging your head off the top cab.
Dude, I was, yeah. Well, I just didn't want to hit the clutch and brake because I thought I was going to go backwards if I hit it. So I was just like, I was just it was falling off the ceiling.
Yeah, we saw.
Dude,
Like, oh my God.
we're lucky. We're lucky.
Yeah, no, yeah.
So this is where we're leaving her. This is right at the top of the hill. Just got a nice grass spot. Got a full wagon. I got a little paper here. Wagon is broke. Coming for it in the AM. Signed, Grant Hilbert. So we're gonna try and organize this here and try and get this wagon unloaded with the seed tender. I think it should work.
So shout out to John, my Pioneer seed salesman. I asked if I could borrow his tender to transfer grain from the one wagon to the other because the tongue is currently broke and we need to get new parts on it.
got that whole fiasco sorted out here, and I got about 2 hours left of the day before the elevator closes. So we're gonna go and hopefully haul on at least 2 wagon loads here into the elevator quick. It's cold out. It's like 50 degrees and stuff, and yesterday was 75. The day before that was like 88. So it got cold pretty darn quick out here. But out of this farm, we're only gonna haul one wagon at a time out of here. It's just, we learned the limit and we're gonna stay below the limit. So Spencer and Parker are trying to get parts for that wagon right now to try and get it up and going though. So they might have to drive up north to Charles City, Iowa, where they build or sell a lot of those wagons. We'll see if we have to make any changes back there because the stocks are going to be just a little bit wetter. We'll see though. I'll get out and we'll check. We're going to quick go run and dump this, come back, and we should be able to get one more in. Man, is it fun finally being able to pick good corn. Like last year was a mess compared to this year, and we did a lot of things to fix it. And once we get to these taller plants, there's just a lot of material, it seems like, and it's just, I can't get some of it from going through the corn head. Usually all the extra plant material you want going below the corn head, but sometimes I have a problem with a lot of it going into the corn head. And I'm trying to adjust my deck plates in and out to try and get less trash going through the combine. Does it matter too much? I don't know. I'd rather have a lot of trash going through the combine than be missing ears because my deck plates are like too wide or something like that. We have the last rows, if I can stay on them, of this little field for today. Well, we finished that field. That worked out perfect. We got about just right at 650 bushel, or like 600. Usually you can't fit 650. I think it was whatever 35,000 pounds is, like 600 bushel in there. Well guys, thanks for watching this one. Really do appreciate you guys watching. I know I haven't been keeping up on videos throughout the summer, but with harvest coming around, I'm trying to get to editing these like a day or two after we film them. So, trying to keep up there. As far as corn goes, that was absolutely crazy. The fact that I think when I left, the last strip was averaging 243, and that was pretty accurate because I calibrated the yield monitor. And so that's insane, because the best that field ever did, corn on beans, was like 168 in 2021. We had about the same amount of rainfall. So the tile improved it like crazy. And I didn't add much fertility to it. I mean, I added a little bit what's required, but nothing like crazy to it. So that is, that's pretty crazy. And that is corn on corn. So corn on corn, usually it's a little tougher to grow. Usually you have like sometimes a 5 bushel, sometimes a 10 bushel yield loss versus corn on bean ground. So that was, I'm just super happy with how this year's turned out so far, even though we almost tore the tractor in half. But anyways, enough rambling. Thanks for watching, guys.